Salut et bonjour, interweb! Hey guys, we're going to start off with a match in Europa League, Spurs and KRC Genk. Please feel free to correct me. And it is a 2-0 win in Europa League to start off the Championship European Cup match final. So, Spurs get off to a good start in Europa. We're going to follow that up with a Premier League match, and it is a very close, but still victory. 1-0 victory against Cardiff City for Spurs. So they continue to roll in the BPL, and we're going to move into a game that I've actually played against Chelsea at White Hart Lane. It's a home match for Spurs, and it is a London derby. I'll see if I can let Martin Tyler and his compatriots take you guys into this match. Standings looking good for Spurs, by the way.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Martin Tyler. Alan Smith is sitting with me. We've managed to get through the puddles to the commentary position because it is a very wet day.
It is. And as a striker, I think we always look forward to it. Defensively, you don't, because it's easy to make a mistake.
Gotta say, Soldado and a lot of these players actually look really good. EA has done a terrific job in FIFA just making the faces look lifelike. I mean, look at that. Branislav Ivanovic and David Luiz. Easily you can tell who they are. So we're rolling with the 4-4-2 again. We're going to try it out. It's treated us well thus far. We haven't really had any difficulties, although most of our games have been close. This time around, we're going to play a little bit more of our defensive midfielders in the holding midfield position. So we got Paulinho and Dembele playing the holding midfield positions, while Christian Eriksen moves to the left mid. We know he can be an attacking midfielder or a left mid, so we're gonna try him out there as the game has kind of switched him. He played most of the end of the season for Spurs as a left midfielder under Tim Sherwood. So we're gonna try it out anyways. Pretty realistic. Eden Hazard, my boy. Looking realistic there as well. Hugo Lloris getting ready for the match. This one's going to be an important one. Chelsea's going to be a tough match. They've got a great team. They're putting out their best players today, as you saw in Hazard there. And Ivanovic and David Luiz. It's not the backup squad rotation. So we're going to need to pull off 3 points, especially at home. And we see that was a dangerous play there on defense. That could have led to a penalty, and Spurs were lucky. Look at that. Just atrocious defense. We get very lucky as Hugo Lloris misses the shot, but it hits off the post, and it is quickly cleared out by Spurs. But Chelsea getting the ball back, they give it up, and we're just playing ping pong in midfield here. Both teams hoping to put something together in the 20th minute. Christian Eriksen, nothing happening. I mean, this is kind of how the match would go. It was just a lot of back and forth. Finally, a great through ball off that ping ponging. Oh my goodness, terrific goal by what looks like Ramirez, I think. Samuel Eto'o, okay, Samuel Eto'o putting in a goal, and the old man, unfortunately not getting to use his Kane Walker celebration that he used this season in real life, but great speed for Eto'o, and he puts in the first goal of the match, so Chelsea jumps ahead to a 1-0 lead here. Now Aaron Lennon, coming from the right, crosses it over to Emmanuel Adebayor, I believe, and through sheer willpower and force, he pushes that ball with his head past Peter Cech. Look at that. Peter Cech he's in the right position. He knows it's coming. Adebayor, just look at that header. Cech just cannot get a good touch on it, and he gets a piece of it, but it bounces straight into the back of the net. So Spurs have managed to tie it up here. It's 1-1 going into the end of the first half. A little bit, I don't know why Emmanuel is running into the net there, but Peter Cech can hardly believe it. He felt like he had a good touch, but here we are. 1-1, end of 45, and we've still got a brand new game here. Hugo Lloris playing reasonably well, though he hasn't really been tested, and he's been very lucky so far with a couple of shots that he missed going straight off the post. So we'll jump into the second half here with Ramirez actually getting injured on a rough tackle by Paulinho there. And it's still 1-1 in the 82nd minute when Samuel Eto'o passes up to Oscar. Back to Ivanovic and Oscar. Oscar takes a shot, and what looks like a relatively harmless shot, maybe even being a misstep, ends up slipping by Hugo Lloris. And Chelsea takes a 2-1 lead going into the last 10 minutes of the match. Christian Eriksen trying desperately to do something. Great through ball to Soldado, and Peter Cech, oh my goodness. Great angle on that shot, and he gets two hands on it to maintain the lead, and unfortunately for Spurs, they're going to lose this one at home. 2-1 to Chelsea. Hugo Lloris visibly disappointed. Chelsea doesn't look too happy, but they should be. I guess they're adopting their manager, Jose Mourinho's, cool, calm, and collected kind of mentality. Not a lot of opportunities for Spurs. They had one shot on goal and scored on it, but I mean, we're gonna have to do better than that. 39% possession against a team like Chelsea just isn't gonna cut it. So after that tough loss, we're going to move into Europa League action here against Malmo. Again, this is a match that we're going to have to win. I think it's on the road here. But, I mean, Europa League, we have big expectations from the board. I think they want us to win Europa League this year. So we're going to have to get 3 points on matches like this. We've already got one win in the group so far. Malmo also coming in with one win, so something's got to give here. Either somebody's leaving with 4 points, or rather, either both teams are leaving with 4 points, keeping the lead, or somebody's getting their first loss. So, Malmo walking onto the field here alongside Tottenham. I think we've got the first team in today. Yeah, Soldado's there. I think you can see Nasu Chadley. Andros Townsend, I think, is in today. So we'll see how these guys can kind of put stuff together. Malmo running a 4-4-2. And I don't know anything about Malmo, to be honest. But, look, two strikers is going to be hard to defend. And they obviously are trying to play a somewhat aggressive game at home, which makes a lot of sense. They're going to want to come out of this group stage as well, and it looks wide open. Outside of Spurs, there aren't any really big teams here. So, Townsend, Soldado, Lamela, Chadley, those are the horses we're going to be relying on as Christian Eriksen gets a much-needed break. He's been a real horse for this club. And what a mustache on that fellow. Again, if anybody is familiar with Malmo and can point out who that is, I'd love to find out, because that is just a terrific VR, virtual reality kind of rendering of a sick 70s mustache. All right, so let's get ready to start Europa League here. This is game number 2 in the group stage, and we're going to hit up the 8th minute with Soldado trying to make something happen here all on his own. Dribbles in, gets a shot, but not a whole lot of power on that, and a relatively easy save for the Malmo keeper. Andros Townsend, using that pace, passes it up to Capu, and being a defensive midfielder, he gets an opportunity, but doesn't make a very good shot. And Kabul there steals the ball on what looked like a good chance for Malmo in the box, but he unfortunately dribbles it out, leading to a corner kick for the opposition. And, that ball bouncing around there, but luckily nothing ends up working out for Malmo, so the match is still tied at 0-0. After the first half, nothing really going on in this match. It's, I don't want to say hotly contested, but not a whole lot of opportunities there. You saw, the ball's been in the box, but just nothing, not a collection of good shots or good opportunities anyways. So we'll go into halftime. Both teams still trying to eke out a victory here. We're going to jump into the 46th minute here, and is that Eric? Yeah, Eric Lamela will take this corner. Just trying to see which player had the best sort of curve here. And Michael Dawson trying to head it, can't do anything. Kabul also trying to do it, cannot do anything. The ball still stays with Spurs. Making some good passes here. Townsend cutting across and off of his left foot. Gorgeous, gorgeous goal. That's what we need our corner midfielders to do. We need those wingers to be able to use that pace and cut in. I love midfielders that can do that, especially ones that have a great, either are playing off wing, where they can shoot with their good foot, i.e. this one being the left foot of Townsend and having great accuracy, or wingers that have good weak foots, because I love that move, and in FIFA it's a pretty deadly move if you've got enough pace and a great shot. So Andros Townsend just makes a great play, and he is celebrating that, rightly so, putting in his first goal in Europa League to give Spurs a 1-0 lead here. 58th minute, Malmo, substitution, trying to get back into this game. Lamela gives it up to Lennon, pass into the middle, oh, right in the box, and we couldn't make anything happen. A little disappointed with that, but Dawson keeps the ball with Spurs. They get it. Capu trying to take another shot, and this time he makes good from just outside the box. Puts in a terrific goal in that top left corner. We saw an earlier goal like that, I think in the previous episode, in episode 3. Just a terrific shot, and we see he tries here, the Malmo keeper, but just cannot get a hand on it. You're not going to be able to stop that, especially with that bend. I mean, wow. Somebody like Capu, I wouldn't have expected to do that, so yeah, he can't even, look at that, the keeper can't even believe what he just saw. Capu's definitely, that's going to be his first goal, and we didn't expect to get offense from a guy like him, but here we are. So Moussa Dembele and maybe Harry Kane, I want to say, getting a shot here in Europa League. I want to give everybody some opportunities, and oh my goodness, a bit of a weak shot there. Keeper kind of misplays it, but unfortunately Spurs can't do anything with the rebound, and luckily that won't come back to haunt us, as after 90 minutes, Spurs will leave this match with a 2-0 victory on the road. That's exactly what we need to do. Harry Kane congratulating Moussa Dembele. So on the backs of Capu and Townsend, after a kind of iffy first half, we put together some goals. Look at that, 12 shots, 7 on target, none for Malmo. They just, as much as they were in our box in the first half, they just never really got any great opportunities. So we're very pleased with that. Man of the match, Etienne Capu, who's playing center back. Great, 8.2 for match rating. That's terrific for a guy playing defense. Anyways, we are at the end of this episode, guys, so look forward to seeing you on episode numero 5. See you guys later.